quiet sunlit kitchen, Elena sat alone at the dining table. The curtains moved gently as the morning breeze passed through the open window. The house was neat, clean, and peaceful, but the peace felt heavy. A cup of warm tea rested between her hands, yet she barely tasted it. Her eyes were fixed on the white papers lying in front of her. They were divorce papers. Elena was 35 years old. She had gentle eyes, soft features, and a calm way of speaking. People often thought she lived an easy life. After all, she was married to Mark Bennett, a successful businessman. They lived in a large house. They had money, staff, and comfort. But what people did not see was how lonely Elena had become. She slowly picked up the papers. Her hands did not shake. Her heart did not race. There was no anger on her face, only tiredness. As she looked at the papers, memories filled her mind. She remembered the first time she met Mark. He was confident, ambitious, and charming. He promised her a future filled with love and partnership. In the early years of their marriage, Mark used to come home early just to have dinner with her. He would hold her hand, listen to her talk, and tell her she was his home. But slowly things changed. Mark became busy. Meetings replaced conversations. Business trips replaced family time. Elena told herself it was normal. She supported him. She waited for him. She forgave his coldness again and again. Then she discovered the truth. Mark had never forgotten his first love. First, it was just small signs. A name mentioned too often. A distant look in his eyes. Long phone calls taken outside. Elena noticed everything, but she said nothing. She hoped he would come back to her emotionally. But he didn't. One night, Mark came home late and spoke without looking at her. "I want a divorce," he said casually, as if talking about the weather. "I need to be honest. I want to marry my first love." Elena did not cry that night. She simply nodded. That was the moment something inside her went quiet forever. Now, sitting in the kitchen days later, she signed her name on the papers. Her handwriting was steady. She did not hesitate. She did not ask for anything. No property fight. No emotional arguments. She folded the papers neatly and placed them on the table where Mark would see them. Then she stood up. She walked through the house one last time. The living room where she waited countless nights. The bedroom that felt colder every year. The kitchen where she cooked meals that often went untouched. She packed only one suitcase. When she walked out of the house, she did not look back. Across town, Mark Bennett sat in his office staring at his phone. His expression was relaxed, even pleased. A woman's name flashed on the screen. Sophia. His first love. They had reconnected months ago. To Mark, it felt like fate giving him another chance. He convinced himself that his marriage to Elena had become boring, lifeless, and empty. He believed Elena would never really leave. "She's just acting strong," he told himself. "She wants my attention." When Mark came home that evening, he noticed the divorce papers on the table. He glanced at them briefly, scoffed, and tossed them aside. "She'll cool down," he muttered. "She always does." He did not notice Elena's suitcase missing. He did not notice her favorite shoes were gone. He did not notice the emptiness in the house. That night, Mark slept peacefully. He dreamed of a future with Sophia. The next morning, Mark walked into the dining room and froze. Breakfast was already on the table. Fried eggs, toast, coffee. Just like always. Mark smiled slightly. "So she stayed," he said to himself. "I knew it." He sat down and took a bite of the egg. His face twisted immediately. "This isn't right," he said loudly. "Why isn't this medium cooked?" The maid rushed in, frightened. "I'm sorry, sir," she said quickly. "I made breakfast today. Madam left early this morning." Mark looked up sharply. "Left? Where did she go?" The maid hesitated. "Madam left the house yesterday evening. She took her suitcase." Mark felt something strange in his chest. "She didn't say anything?" he asked. The maid shook her head. "No, sir." Mark stood up slowly. He walked through the house, opening doors, checking rooms. The closet was emptier. The bathroom shelf was missing her things. Her presence was gone. That was when it hit him. Elena had really left. For the first time, Mark felt uneasy. Elena walked out of the hospital building as sunlight touched her face. She was now working as a volunteer nurse again. Something she loved before marriage pulled her away from it. Helping others gave her peace. As she walked toward the street, she suddenly heard shouting. A young boy collapsed nearby. People panicked. No one knew what to do. Elena dropped her bag and ran toward him. She checked his pulse, loosened his collar, and quickly gave first aid. Her movements were calm and confident. The boy slowly opened his eyes. A tall man rushed over. His face was full of fear. "That's my nephew," he said. "Is he okay?" "He'll be fine," Elena said softly. "He fainted from exhaustion." The man looked at her closely. Something about her felt familiar. "Have we met before?" he asked. Elena smiled politely. "I don't think so." "I'm Daniel," he said. "Thank you for saving him." The boy clung to her hand. "Auntie, can you come with us?" Daniel laughed gently. "If you don't mind, please visit us sometime. We'd like to thank you properly." Elena hesitated, then nodded. For the first time in a long while, she felt warmth again. Days later, Elena attended a community charity event with the boy. To make children laugh, they wore clown costumes. Elena felt free. Then she heard a familiar voice. "Elena!" She turned. It was Mark. His face turned red with embarrassment when he saw her dressed as a clown. "What are you doing like this?" he snapped. "Take that off right now." People stared. Elena remained calm. Before Mark could say more, Daniel stepped forward. "She's with me," Daniel said firmly. "And she looks wonderful." Daniel handed Elena a beautiful dress. "Go change," he said softly. "You deserve respect." When Elena returned, Mark was stunned. She looked radiant. But Elena did not look at him. She simply walked away. That night Mark sat alone. For the first time he understood. Elena was gone forever. And she was never coming back. Please like, shares, comment, and subscribe.